We should play. We should play against each other.
But I think they're gonna be pretty good. So
we should play against each other sometime. It'd be fun. We'll just send Kingdom out against you just for fun.
Oh, please do that.
That's probably what I'd actually do, just for funsies. But yeah, so we are gonna have a Zerg versus Terran.
Like
best of three between you two.
EG Master League Cup, so I can like.
I actually like that style. I actually do like that. I do like that style actually. I think it's fun.
I don't like it, just because it gets really.
It takes a long time. I like it because it's kind of similar to Pro League style in some ways, but it does take a long time. But it takes out the kind of randomness of Pro League.
The EG Master Cup, it takes like 10 hours just to finish one.
Yeah, I know it. I actually I love watching because I always click when it's on, but then it's like this is taking forever.
Forever.
Yep. So it's, by the way, it's gonna be Bobmoo versus Jessica. Currently, XO is up 3-2. Kingdom took 2 games, and then was taken out by Jessica, and now it's gonna be Bob versus Jessica.
Look at the gases on this map. It's so cool. Look at the.
They're really cool. Yeah.
So cute.
This map's really cool in general. I mean, obviously, I'm a Zerg, so I like it.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
In reality,
it's a little Zerg favored.
a little bit.
I'll go with that. A little Zerg favored. Really, the problem with it is just that, like, I think the weird setup of like the double ramps. Like, there's like 3 ramps that you can use to get into like that area, that like staging area before the natural.
There's no central point for the non-Zerg races
to defend from. Yep, exactly. It makes it really hard to take a third base, because even if you take this third base and like defend in the choke over here, turns out you can just go up the ramp and down the ramp.
You notice the base like adjacent to the main base, the 6 minerals and
yeah.
1 gas base? That would actually be a perfect base if you destroyed the rocks. It would be really easy to defend, but it's only a half base.
Yeah, it's only a half base, and so like I think it's a good map for. It's definitely a good base for a Terran to take. I actually think it is a better place for a Terran to take a base, because if you do destroy those rocks,
yeah, but then you won't get as many resources.
It's true you won't get as many resources. That is true, but it will be a lot safer, I feel like.
Yeah, but
because from there you can defend your natural and your third pretty easily from that position if you take that.
Yeah, but then all your mid-game timings are really small because you don't.
That is true. That is true. You definitely do take that hit.
I think this is probably the best 4th base location, just because you can put siege tanks from the ledge and then shell from the high ground if you come.
That's true too. It is good for that. Absolutely, it is a good 4th base position as well.
Okay, so from Jessica we do have a 1 barracks command center, and from Bobmoo we do have
everything standard. Yeah. So far, nothing that's gone out of order. Everyone's doing pretty normal things. I will note that Jessica has proven to be very aggressive in the past. In the last game, he went for a pretty aggressive marine tank opening with a very oddly timed drop that hit at a time that like you don't usually expect drops when you're seeing marine tank at that timing.
You know what? I actually played Jessica on the ladder.
Yeah, hit that exact timing.
No, not really, but.
Can't hear you anymore if you're talking still. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, I kind of funny because. Yeah, I find it funny because you guys are like both have the girl names and you're both very aggressive Terran players. It's funny.
Hey man, when we were playing with each other, we were so nice.
When you say it that way, it just sounds funny.
You talking about like pseudo lesbian love?
Yeah, I mean kind of. It's kind of what it sounds like.
Get your mind out of the gutter. I thought I was supposed to be the immature one here.
No man, I've been casting. This is like the 6th game I'm casting. So
what's the score right now?
It's 3-2.
3-2.
Yep. Currently they're winning. They're winning 3-2 right now. So we sent out Bob to stop Jessica from going on a run.
Wait, if Bob loses, then you'll be down to your last player.
It'll be our last player if Bob loses.
If Bob loses, then the other team wins.
Ouch, that's mean. If Bob loses, it's either me or Arkyle who's going out.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I was genuinely like curious because I didn't know.
No, fair enough. Yeah, no, if Bob loses, then it's either Arkyle or myself who's going to go out.
Okay, so we do have the second factory. So this is a build that we've been seeing in the GSL a lot. Like pretty much every single fucking TVZ. It's like every single Terran is doing this fucking build, and it's annoying me actually because they're losing for reasons they shouldn't.
Yeah, and I like that. It's an interesting factory placement there from Jessica. It's gonna be really hard. I mean, Bob could scout it, but it's unlikely. I mean, I don't know why he'd send his Overlord in that direction. Generally, you don't. So it's a pretty good location for that. Bob.
It's gonna take a lot of time for the factory. He's not even building a tech lab right now.
Yeah.
So, it's up with that.
That is interesting that he didn't start a tech lab. Is he just going to go for... I'm not actually sure, yeah, what this build is really trying to do.
I mean, this is inefficient. Like, this barrack should be...
It could have made that tech lab for him, yeah. And it would be that Blue Flame would be out significantly faster than it will be now. Bob has the makings of a strong wall off too, and he's working off of 3 gases. If he manages to just make a wall off here with his queens and with his with a spine or 2, he'll be in good shape to defend against the Blue Flame Hellion all in. Not all in, but
be like a sourpuss. But holy fuck, why did he like manually build the tech lab at the factory? Like, this is delaying his timing by 25 seconds.
No, it is. No, I buy that. I don't find it, you know, demeaning if you're going to point out inefficiencies in the build, because it's an inefficiency in the build that it seems unnecessary right now. And I feel like that start.
That's a really delayed thing to do, to get the start board on bases when you're going for the double factory thing.
Yeah, I actually thought, for a second I thought he might have been doing it purely for the Overlord's sake. I mean, it makes sense to just finish it and make the starport, but it looks like a fake right now.
This out so that the medevac is going to be dropping inside the main base when.
Interesting. So it's actually that's actually pretty smart. I like that.
Oh, did you see the Hellions? They actually killed off the
creep tumor. Yeah.
The rocks.
Yeah, that was smart.
Really
So Jessica seems to have a lot of those like little cute maneuvers down really strongly, if that makes any sense. Like, he kind of gets how to play in that style very well. And again, Bob does not have a Roach Warren. He's getting his lair. He's getting his third base. A relatively late third base, but a third base nonetheless. And those Hellions are going to be tricky. Yeah.
There's no sign of a fourth. Oh, there's third command center. Never mind.
Interesting. No, I would have thought the same thing based on the build. But there is that third command center.
Bob's in a lot of trouble right now. He only has Zerglings.
Yep, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
No way for him to saturate his third right now.
No, he can't take his third. What he needs to do is just block off at this natural and just tech up a little bit more.
Oh my god, this is gonna be a disaster if he moves in.
Yeah, if he moves in with those Zerglings, he does not know that Blue Flame is actually out yet. He has the queens to actually defend. Oof, and the queens are going to have to run back. Actually, got a couple of Hellion kills there. He's going to have to wall off, though. Bobmoo is in a lot of trouble right now. He is going to get the wall off. Nope, he actually chooses to not wall off with those. Actually, nice micro there. And he does. Nice micro there from Bob. And making some banelings now. He does have the baneling speed. It is going to be mech, though, out of Jessica, so this baneling style isn't going to be very effective. He's going to have to go pretty quickly to Hive or something.
This map, so it's going to be like really difficult. It looks like he's going to try and take the base we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
But again, that's a half base.
And so his mech timings are going to take. It's going to take him longer to max out. His mech timings aren't going to be quite as strong. And if Bob is smart, this map is just so good for counterattacks because you have so much space to run around in. Like, you can go down through those those like kind of hallways at the bottom and the top of the map.
I just gotta say that it looked like Bobmoo was gonna die, but then Jessica spent time going after the queens. Like,
yeah,
just, like,
run through, just absolutely just straight go for the drones. Because at the moment, that sort of very dedicated Hellion attack didn't actually kill. It killed 3 workers. It killed 3 workers and killed some Zerglings, which is good, but.
I mean, he lost Hellions.
Yeah.
So he just traded a bunch of Zerglings for Hellions.
And that's a good trade for Zerg any day of the week, yeah, absolutely. Now, Jessica does have a pretty significant supply advantage right now, and Bob is trying to run around and do some countering with his...
He doesn't have a third base. And this third base is going to be basically hell.
Yeah.
So we do have the Hellions running by to the third
base. And the question is, will those links... And there's an infested that pops. Will he get a good fungal down? Nice fungal! That was just amazing timing there for Bob.
Oh, okay. Zerg is overpowered.
Well, I mean, that timing there for that infestor was just pure luck, but it worked out really well for Bob.
Oh, look at how fast this Hive is. Holy shit.
Yeah, that Hive is actually finishing up any second now. And I think that's smart. I mean, he didn't go for that Roach tech, so he can't play the mid game against a meching Terran very well. I'm not sure, actually.
Because it looks like Jessica's just gonna die to this.
Very possibly. Jessica doesn't actually have much in the way of...
actually, it looks like these are only Zerglings and Banelings. So.
That's true, and it is going to be Ultras behind this for Bobmoo.
Look at the tank positioning on that ledge.
That's cute tank positioning, yeah. Bob's going to have to... Oof, could have lost... Actually, could have lost a lot more Banelings there. That was kind of nice.
Nope, you don't want to do that.
Nope, shouldn't. Bobmoo just needs to pull back and not engage. If he can just... Like, Bobmoo really just needs to...
Look at inside Bobboo's base. What is that?
Ultralis Cavern?
Why?
He's going ultras.
Why would you do this?
Ultras and taking a fourth. He's doing it because he has the melee upgrades already.
Look at the positioning of Jessica's buildings. He's even walling it off on the secondary ramp. He has tanks on high ground. Like, why is Bobmoo going for ultralists? Really, if he went for broodlords right now, he'd kill him. But
yeah, it's very true. I do have to agree with you on that.
I don't want to catch this game.
And you're right though. That Bob, if Bob went for a Spire, he'd be in.
Can we have like a group therapy session for the Zerg players on this team? Like, tell them all, okay, don't go ultralists because they're really fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, you should tell me that too. I like going ultras.
He's just like turtling up like a motherfucker. There's no way these ultras are gonna do anything.
Yeah, it's true. The thing is that ultras, they can fight cost effectively against a Terran army if you have enough infestors. But right, you can't be aggressive. You can't be very aggressive with Terrans. It's hard to move into a siege position with ultras. He'll have to wait for his opponent to move across the map, and Jessica's just not going to do that until he absolutely has to.
Oh wait a minute! Look at Jessica's vision. He did see the ultralist cavern, so he knows what's up. He's not going to be moving anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely right.
The only reason why ultralists can work is that you get the jump on the Terran player, and he doesn't know that it's coming, and he tries to hit like a pre-broodlord timing, but.
Yep. Now the thing that Bob could do is conceivably just take every map on the base and just counterattack over and over again. It's a every wow, did I say that? I did not. I might have said that, dude. It's very possible. It's pretty impressive, man. Look at if you're able to take every map on the base, like. I mean, I don't even know what that implies. I don't even, Jessica's army is looking pretty scary here, I gotta say. Making some planetary fortresses. That's brilliant. Jessica's playing so smart right now.
So can we please have that group therapy session?
For the Zerg players on this team, we might need it.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah, you're right, though, because if broodlords are popping right now, Jessica would just be dead. Because look how, but because it's not happening.
There's no way that Bobmoo is going to be going into this, and then the sensor tower is going to...
I'm not sure why Bob hasn't taken that base, by the way. He needs to take that base right in front of his main. I mean, the third base that we were talking about for the Terran, or now what is the fourth base for the Terran. Bob should be taking that because he can take it safely and freely. Why not do it? He is operating off of 4 bases. I would like to see a Spire eventually coming out. There is the Spire, but I hate that Spire positioning because that's where a drop's going to come in. Like, right there. That's where a drop's going to come.
Yeah, but... this player is not me, so he's not going to drop a Thor. Don't worry.
That's true. I mean, that's what I was worried. That's what I'm thinking, though. Is that a Thor drop is very effective at taking out buildings and things like that. So.
Oh my god, trust me, I'm the only fucking person who does that.
That's true. I've seen you do it.
I'm literally the only person I know who's ever done a Thor drop versus.
Thor drops are good, and now both players are essentially maxed, and so we are going to see Jessica move out across the map. I know it's really smart against a.
Wait, why is he going? He doesn't know about the base in the very south.
Yeah, if he did, he would have gone for it. And this could be a really bad engagement here for Bob. And Bob's army is just getting torn to shreds right now. It's a terrible, terrible engagement for Bob. Yep.
How many times have I told Bobmoo this? How many times have I told you guys this? Don't go ultralist versus mech. It's really fucking.
Well, if you go ultras against mech, you need to get a full surround. Like, you can't engage from one side like he did in that engagement. That engagement is really tough. But now Bob is maxed again. He's making 80 Zerglings right now. And actually, Zerglings are going to be just what he needs because there's only a couple of Hellions.
Hellions to like kill off the Zerglings. I mean, there's no way that Bobmoo can kill this now.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough.
Ultralists are coming in right now, but then...
And he's getting a good surround on those. All those tanks are actually going to die. Jessica actually just lost that entire army.
Surface area on this.
I can't hear you.
If you look at the units lost tab, Jessica lost more. That was a big win for Bobmoo.
That was
I have no idea why.
I don't know how that happened exactly, but it did. And now Bob is at 175 to the 132 of Jessica.
Let me write that down for you really quick. So he got a really good engagement in the center by the base, by the watchtowers, and he was really efficient with that. The correct decision would have been to pull back and just wait for 200 again, but you know.
And just keep, and then.
That's not what you want to do, but that's like the.
It's the smart thing to do, yeah.
The next best thing to do would have just been to kill the hatchery and then run away. But instead, what he did was, you know those 3 ramps we were talking about?
Yep.
He let the Zerg get a perfect sandwich on the army. So
Absolutely. Now that PF is going to pay dividends right now. That perfect PF placement. It's just so smart. Now the queens are there for transfuse. A lot of queens there are actually going to get some transfuse, and a big surround here for BobmooMoo. Is he going to be able to do enough damage with these ultras? And the answer is probably yes. There aren't enough Thors. Tanks are tanks are great if they're far away. Wow. And that is why you don't overextend as a meching Terran.